Hello everyone, my name is Ilya Zomba, and today I'm going to share the news and plans of IMF team. IMF stands for International Master Franchising. So today I'll cover several blocks. The first will be about franchise sales, the second will be about business development, and the third will be about our franchise as a product. I'll tell you more about it. This is the main topic for today. So first of all, we will start with franchise sales, and to tell you the truth, it's a little bit complicated for me to tell you the news without mentioning names, countries, but you know, we don't count our chicken before they are hatched, but still there are grounds for cautious optimism. So at the moment we have 13 active qualified leads, and by qualified lead we mean that there is a prospect that fits our profile. It's an experienced entrepreneur with a team, with resources, with a relevant experience. So we have 13 active qualified leads at the moment. Moreover, we started the sales through sales agents. We call them ambassadors. These 3 ambassadors that we have now, they are very well-known experts in their regions, in Africa, Southeast Asia, Middle East, North Africa. So they promote our franchise. They meet through the network. They take part in fair shows and so on. So we believe this sales channel is very promising. And last but not least, we are planning to have 3 headquarter visits within the next 2 months. Headquarter visit for us is very important. It means that it's really serious. It's not just an interest. It means that we are closer to signing a deal. So, as I told you, we are quite optimistic, so we even dare to revise our yearly targets. Now we plan to sign 5 countries. Before we aimed for 3 countries. And we plan to attract in total 45 leads within by the end of the year. Okay, let's move on to the business development section. So as for the business development, the main news is that we opened 2 new countries, Poland and Vietnam. Though Vietnam is now locked down, not even delivery working there, but everything is ready. So we are now waiting until it opens. Pärnu 1 in Estonia was opened. And also we started again to visit our markets. Last month we visited Uzbekistan and Kyrgyzstan. These are the newly joined markets for us. So we went there, we met with our partners, with the teams. We made a plan, a development plan, and I think there is a lot of potential in these countries, mostly in Uzbekistan, as we have not reached the market penetration there, so we hope to see someday a hockey stick chart there. Okay, so let's move on to the main topic, franchise as a product. But before what this section is about? Actually, it's all about making our business more effective. And I will illustrate this by this very simple chart. So these are 2 lines showing the cash flow chart. So the yellow line shows the cash flow chart for the store with capital expenses of $253,000 and with the EBITDA of 10%. And you see the payback period will be 3.5 years. But if we lower our CAPEX down to $200,000, which is quite realistic, and we increase our EBITDA just for 2 percentage points, the payback period will be 1 year less. It will be 2.5 years. So this is actually what we want to do. We want to make our model more effective. So basically, we just need to drive CAPEX down while driving EBITDA up. That's easy. But what really affects CAPEX? To put it simply, there are just several blocks. It's design. You mean the fence. If you build a fancy restaurants with neon lights and everything, it all costs money. And also floor area. The bigger restaurant, the more expensive it will be because you have to build it all up. The construction works, the materials and everything, the furniture, and of course the equipment. So these are all components for CAPEX, the main parts. And then what are the drivers for EBITDA? The major drivers are labor cost, unit cost, and the rent. But you see, they're all interconnected. For example, floor area, there is a direct correlation with the rent. The less floor you use, the less rent you pay. It's just that easy. And in the same time, the less floor you use, the less people you need to maintain all this. So it's that simple. But also, there are sometimes inverse correlations. Like if you use low-cost equipment, you might have or you don't use equipment, you might have a higher labor cost. So it all combined, all these things is a production model, and this is what we really focus on. So, of course, we should focus the most on the things that have direct correlations. But also all that is connected to production model is very important because you can do it here in headquarters and then it will distribute to all the markets. This is why unit cost is a little bit put aside because unit cost is very much dependent on how our partners drive it. The ingredients prices, the recipes, the menu and everything, it's more or less in our partners' hands. And production model, we do the layouting by ourselves. We invent the model and we distribute it. Okay, but I think you're now a little bit tired because I've been theorizing too much. So let me show you just an illustration what really we can do to simplify the production model. Okay, so this is the counter deck of one of our stores. So you see how complex it is. Actually, it's like a second hot shop. There is a lot of equipment, it costs money, it takes a lot of labor, it needs maintenance. So let's just think together out of the box, how can we simplify it? What can we do about it? So first of all, let's just remove the shelf. Actually, shelf is needed there just because there is an empty space on the wall. So you need to put it there. But actually, it collects dust. You have to think and renew it, the merchandise and everything. So I think it's quite easy to get rid of it. But of course, it won't do, it's not a game changer. We all know it. But okay, let's just remove it. Then, let's go forward. Let's take a little step forward and remove the post-mix unit. Post-mix needs maintenance. You need to change the syrup bag. You need to clean it. You need to change the CO2 cylinder. But we do have the bottle, so we can try to get rid of it. Then we go for hot and ready. Why is that? Hot and ready is very promising, but you know it is really complicated to get a benefit of, because it's hard to forecast. It generates losses. You need a skilled salesperson. Actually, it's only good for very heavy traffic stores, but for the majority stores, we're not going to use it. Okay, coffee machine. We are not thinking of removing the coffee machine at all, but we are thinking of placing it into a hot shop zone, because now we deliver our coffee, so we can move it to a hot shop. And the same goes to syrups and tea. So all these can be put onto a drink station in the hot shop right next to a blender, which is already there. Okay, let's move forward. A chiller freezer. Actually, we also can remove it. I will show it a bit later. Hold on, be patient, please. Also, we can remove a cash register because now we have a mobile app. And also, with less equipment on a second line, the cashier will do it just with one cashier. Can do with just one cash register. Then we can get rid of a front counter display. Why is that? Just because this is what our competitors use. We can place a big chiller inside the area, and actually it is used as a merchandise. It's much easier to fulfill. It's the same place for the storage and for the distribution. You don't need to first store it somewhere, then to refill the open counter display. You just store it there. That's it. So you see, we have simplified it a lot, but there is one last step. Ba-bam. Let's just remove the wall. And this is the main thing. If we remove the wall, it can give us a lot of benefits. Of course, there is less CAPEX needed. We can fit into tighter spaces. The layout is much simpler. The situation where a customer goes to a counter and the guy in a workshop doesn't see him cannot be anymore because the hot shop is now exposed, so it's much easier to run. So the main benefit is that one person can work during low hours. That's the best thing. So this is just the way we are going to go. It's not yet final, but this is just an illustration where we're going. So to sum it all up, I want to state that this popular expression that simplicity is king. So this is what I want all of you to know, to remember. So let's us focus on what we do the best, our pizza, and remove all that can be removed. Thank you, guys. Bye.